So someone sent me an Instagram message saying, as a busy mom, how do you find the time for like self-care, taking care of yourself, having some downtime? And I answered them back, you don't find the time, you make the time. It may be controversial to say this, to say that, you know, a lot of people use I don't have time as an excuse. I know I do. And the caveat is you have time, or you make the time for what is important to you. And that's the real truth. We can't do everything. We get, at least I do, get requests from people all day, every day. Do this for me. Do this for me. Can I do this? Can you read my book? Can you give me a quote? Can you teach me how to act? Will you become my manager? Can you look at this? Can you be in my movie? Can you collaborate with me? Like, we're constant, nonstop requests. And I mean, I have no idea how the celebrities do it. Because if I'm like not a celebrity, I get this bombardments and constant requests, not to mention hubby wants this done, kids want this done. Like, you know, the stuff God tells you to do has to be a priority. The stuff your spouse and family wants you to do has to be the next priority. The stuff maybe your boss wants you to do might be the third priority. People who you have a relationship with and your friends and your clients, maybe that's the fifth priority. So all these things eat up your time, right? So sixth priority, is that you? Hopefully that's you. And sometimes it needs to be you before it's your boss or before it's your friends. And I remember one of my friends was just talking about another friend of mine, Monique, who you guys know because I interviewed her on my YouTube channel. And I think we asked her to like hang out one day or something. And my friend Jenna brought this up as a memory when we talked the other day. Because she was really adamant about scheduling self-care. So she was saying, you know, I think we were asking her to hang out or something. She's like, I've already got something on my calendar for that time. And we found out what she had on her calendar was spending time with herself. And at first we were like, you can't change that or do that at a different time and spend time with us instead. But she keeps her commitment to herself priority. How many of you guys, because I am guilty of this, I want to know how many of you guys drop what you had planned to do for yourself so that you can do what other people want you to do. I've been guilty of that hundreds, if not thousands of times. Oh, the thing I wanted to do for me doesn't matter. I skimp on sleep. I skimp on exercise. I skimp on having the time to prepare healthy meals because somebody needs something. And you know, that's part of a self-worth thing. If you're constantly putting your needs on the back burner for other people, you're not going to function well in life. You're going to be tired. You're going to be worn out. If you haven't like, I'm looking at my toenails right now. Oh, they have not been painted in a month and a half. It's June. They haven't been painted since April. They're looking pretty rough. Every time I'll put it on, I try to put it on my calendar. I'm gonna repaint my toenails tonight. It doesn't happen because I'm like doing stuff for the kids and I'm doing whatever, my to-do list. So it's like stuff like that. I look a little rough around the edges sometimes. That's why I don't paint my nails anymore, because they just chip within like a week, and I haven't painted my nails in a couple of years. Maybe if I have a role where I have to be some fancy person who cares about their looks, I might do that, but that is not something I can maintain. To me, it's not priority to work it into my schedule to have perfectly manicured and painted nails. It's just not. So having the time, finding the time, making the time. It's not having it, it's not finding it, it's making the time to do what you care about. don't have time to spend reading your word or praying, you have got to make that a priority, because if you don't, nothing else in your life will go right. Nothing will go smoothly. So we always tend to make the time for what we feel is important. And you know what? There may be some things that are important, but we don't know they're important, or we don't know how it relates to us. So we don't make it a priority. You know, they say a confused mind never buys. That's in marketing. Well, if someone is confused about how this will help me or how this will make a difference or what this is, like I'm getting like email marketing from someone I took like a free webinar class from them. And almost every day they're sending me stuff about their class, their course. And I don't like know what it is or understand how it will help me, or the way they describe it. I'm like, what is a vault? Buy this vault and you get all this. And to me, it's not clear what it is. So getting these emails every day trying to sell me on something that I don't really know what it is, I just unsubscribed. I was like, I don't. So it's the same kind of concept in finding time or something important. So if someone's trying to get you to do something, like back when I was in shape and not overweight, I would not schedule exercise, because I was like, I don't need to exercise. I'm happy with the size I am. I don't need, and I didn't have enough information to realize the importance of exercise isn't just for your body shape. It's for keeping your heart healthy. It's for mental health. It's for like all these things. So, you know, the finding the time for yourself is one thing, but you will always schedule what's important to you. And if you want to make something important to you, like if you go, gosh, I really wish I could do this one thing, but in the back of your mind, you're like, I think it's a good idea, but I'm not sure if it's a good idea, but I don't know if I have time for it. Sometimes the way to get yourself to find the time or make the time to do those things is to really, really get clear on why this is important for you. Because when you have so little time in the day, I have to know, why do I need to do this? How is it going to benefit me? How is this going to make a difference? And then when I realize, oh, it's not just about, jumping on my trampoline isn't just about being a certain size. It's about keeping my heart healthy, which will make me live longer. It's about mental clarity, so I don't feel frazzled out. It's about draining my lymph system, which is stagnant, right? People don't know that your body is, I think it's only like 25% blood, but it's 75% lymph fluids. So your lymphatic system, and it gets stagnant. So if you're not doing something like bouncing some activity to flush and drain it, so I care about my health, but I, at the time, was convinced that exercise was only good for like weight loss or building muscle. So I use that as an example, because what are you feeling guilty about because you're not finding the time or making the time to do? What do you need to make the time to do? Study why it's important. Study why it will make a difference. Otherwise, when you have 100 things to do, it drops so low in priority. Like when people want me to, like strangers that I've never met inbox me wanting me to like read their novels and give me like, how is that? It's like when you're reaching out to someone and you want them to do something for them, you have to show them it's win-win. You have to show them why them doing this thing is going to be a benefit to them. So I guess this is a few different topics in here, but you will make the time for what's important to you. And if you want something to be more important and you want to make the time, you need to do the research on why it's important and why you need to do it. So do I find the time for self-care? No, but I have to make the time. And I did that. I had a bunch of stuff on my to-do list last Saturday, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do some reading. I'm going to do some stretching. I'm going to take a nice long bubble bath. I'm going to do a mask on my face. Part of me felt guilty. Like, oh, you had all this work you could have been doing. And you got to get this out and people are waiting. And the other part of me was like, I felt so good afterwards and I wasn't so stressed out. So Take the time to take care of you, and then you're going to be better for everyone around you. Take the time and make the time. As always, live true, love hard, shine bright.